The enchanting Sundarbans is the largest river delta in the world. It is also the world's only mangrove forest to shelter the Royal Bengal tiger. The mangrove species present in the Sundarban area serve a crucial function as a protective barrier for the millions of inhabitants against the soil erosion or floods that result from the cyclones. Sundarbans has a unique tidal phenomenon twice a day. There are high tides when the water level seems to rise around 6 to 10 feet, when one can see the mudland area lying flat. Since the land adjacent to water remains waterlogged during high tides, there is insufficient oxygen available. Because of this, the roots of plants growing in such areas, called breathing roots, come out of the ground and grow vertically upwards to get oxygen for respiration. A few days ago, I got the chance to visit this iconic landscape as an offsite trip arranged by our company, and it was a blissful and enriching experience. Let me take you back to the beginning of our journey. Our journey started early morning and we witnessed a beautiful sunrise over the majestic Vidyasagar Setu. All of our cabs gathered at a particular spot adjacent to Science City in Topshia, where we waited for our bus to arrive. Then we started our bus journey towards Gatkali Ferryghat, which took us about 3 hours. Once we boarded the bus, our tour escort gave us our tour schedule leaflet and some basic do's and don'ts to be followed during our journey. Breakfast was served on the bus, and after breakfast, our site lead engaged us in the famous game of Johari Window, which is a technique designed to help people better understand their relationship with themselves and others. And of course, a group outing is incomplete without dancing to desi beats while on the move. As we all know that India runs on chai, we took a short tea break on the way. Once we arrived at Gatkali, our road journey ended and we walked a short distance towards the ferryghat, and from there our boat journey started. The weather and the view was perfect. We boarded the launch with hearts full of excitement and anticipation of what lies ahead in our journey. When the launch started, our mind slowly began to unwind in a perfect rhythmic sync with waves forming in the water, and the sunlight made the water sparkle like diamonds. The wind was blowing freely around me and telling me to leave all my worries behind and just enjoy the ride. The lower deck feels like a totally different experience. The view through the windows makes you feel more connected to the water. A floating house perfect for those lazy afternoon naps. On the way, we made a pit stop at Gosaba Island to visit some of the famous tourist attraction spots. This is the famous Hamilton House. It was the abode of a Scottish businessman named Sir Daniel Mackinnon Hamilton, who made Bengal his second home and established a zamindari in Gosaba, where he experimented with programs of rural and social upliftment. This is the historical Beacon's Bungalow on the island, where Rabindranath Tagore had stayed for some time in the year 1932 to see the development initiatives in the area by Sir Daniel Hamilton. The bungalow itself was built by Hamilton. We then resumed our journey and had lunch on the boat. The food was homely and delicious. We reached our destination, the Sundarban Riverside Holiday Resort, at around 4 p.m. in the evening. The resort is located in Dayapur village of Shajjale Island. The resort looked very well maintained. Let me show you one of the rooms that was allotted to me and one of my colleagues. The room was very spacious and tidy. The best view was the balcony, perfect for a morning cup of tea while enjoying the greenery all around. Some of us stayed back to play cricket at the resort. Me and the rest of us again boarded the launch and visited the nearby Pakhiralai market, which was a peaceful island village to buy affordable souvenirs of Sundarbans for near and dear ones. It also had some good hotels for overnight stay. Back at the resort, we were served evening snacks and we got the chance to witness the special musical drama of Sundarbans called Bonbibir Palagan and the local tribal dance. Next morning, some of us got up early for some bird watching and bird photography. I personally loved chasing these ducks and some nature photography, while some were busy playing cricket and some were focused in indoor games. At around 8 o'clock, we checked out of the resort and boarded the launch for our day 2 trip. Breakfast was served on the boat, and our next stop was at Sajnekhali Wildlife Sanctuary. It is also the head office of the Forest Department. We met our tour guide for the day at the camp, and from him we came to know about how the reserve is engaged in conservation breeding for propagation of the critically endangered species of Batagur Baska turtles to help maintain genetic diversity. We then moved towards Sajnekhali Watchtower, and from the top we could get a 360-degree view of the entire sanctuary. It is the ideal spot for a bird watcher and view other wildlife from the top. Next, we went to the Mangrove Interpretation Center, which is basically an information hub of ecosystems in the Sundarbans. This is a Sundari tree, the tree from which Sundarban gets its name. Back again in our boat, our guide told us about some interesting facts about Sundarbans. The more we came to know, the more fascinated we became with the uniqueness of the place. On the way, we were lucky to spot not one but two crocodiles basking in the sun. Our next stop was at Dobanki camp, which consisted of a canopy walk over the camp, which is about half a kilometer long at a height of about 20 feet from the ground, to protect the tourists from wildlife. We then moved towards the Dobanki watchtower. Even though we didn't get the chance to catch a glimpse of the Royal Bengal tiger in the Dobanki watchtower, we could see a large flock of lesser whistling duck around a sweet water pond and another spotted deer. After the Dobanki camp, we resumed our journey back towards Gatkali Ferryghat and we had a heavy lunch on the way home. Finally, towards evening, we reached Gadkali and boarded our bus, which brought us back to Science City at the same spot where our journey had begun. As soon as we reached there, we suddenly realized that we had totally forgotten to click the mandatory group photo in the entire trip. So then and there, we had our group photo. And with smiling faces and goodbye hugs, we departed towards our individual destinations. I have reached the end of my journey. At the end, I would like to tell the tourists who plan to visit Sundarbans that they should not come here with the sole expectation of seeing the Royal Bengal tiger, as tigers are not held in captivity in the Sundarbans National Park, and it is a matter of luck. One should visit this place to appreciate the serenity of the landscape, the pristine air, the calmness in the waves, and the little things that make Sundarbans unique. The tiger remains the heart of lives and culture of the Sundarbans, shrouded in myth and misery. It is feared, revered, and worshipped. For the local people, both their and tiger's fates are tied. Without the tiger, Sundarbans would lose its existence, and without the mangroves, the tiger wouldn't survive. This video is an effort to motivate people to appreciate the beauty of nature, to protect it, as nature has always protected mankind since the beginning. Unique places like the Sundarbans need all of your support to save it from being destroyed by anthropogenic activities or natural calamities.